The Barossa region is well established as a grazing region. The success of grazing systems are dependent on many variables including pasture health, weather conditions and soil moisture. In 2013, the Barossa Improved Grazing Group received funding to investigate and monitor soil moisture in local grazing systems. Project funding and subsidised support from the Adelaide and Mount Lofty Ranges NRM Board, local businesses and producers saw the installation of 3 weather stations at Canunga, Flaxman Valley and here at Caton. The weather station here at Caton includes a subsurface capacitance soil moisture probe that measures moisture levels down to 85 centimetres. It also includes a rain gauge, a sensor measuring temperature and relative humidity, a radiation sensor, and also an anemometer that measures wind speed. The recorded data is then loaded online in real time and can be accessed by local producers, in fact anyone actually. Soil moisture, amongst other variables, will dictate pasture quantity, and having data on this can guide graziers to make more informed decisions about their grazing management. Specifically, the soil moisture data provides us with a PAW, or plant available water, which is an estimate of the total amount of water that plants can access in the soil profile. It is in effect a measure of how big the soil moisture bank is. By knowing the PAW, including how full the bank is at any one time and how quickly the moisture is being used, is quite valuable. For example, this season, we've had a late break, and if those conditions continue through winter and the climate forecast going into spring also suggests the same, pasture production will obviously be reduced. But with knowledge about our plant available water, we might be able to go ahead and destock early or find agistment. That also has NRM benefits for our paddocks because ground cover will be maintained. Alternatively, if they want to keep their stock, they might want to go out and buy grain before prices get too expensive. From the information we've gathered over the project, we've definitely seen trends in the data. For example, we've especially seen a high variability at each site in the level of soil moisture, in spring particularly, and also when spring actually cuts out. And therefore that'll dictate when pasture production will cut out. So this really highlights the importance of localised soil moisture and weather data and possibly the need for a decision-making tool. Apart from the soil moisture information, the climatic data like temperature, relative humidity, rainfall and wind speed has been used to develop a series of indexes to also help producers in their decision making. These indexes help us estimate the risk for crop fire at harvest, sheep chill, sheep blowfly risk and also spray application drift. So the information from the project, Graham, both from an environmental point of view and an economic point of view, have you been able to make better decisions?
Yeah, I think we have, Brett. I think, you have gut feel, but once you can validate it with actual information and values, that will sort of really help you make some really informed choices. And examples being, if you can see that there's not much water in those plant available water measurements, then you're really concerned about how much feed you're going to be able to grow going forward. So that might give you an early warning to maybe you have to destock or buy extra feed. Yep. And of course that also flows onto the NRM aspects where obviously you don't want to be overgrazing, so you can give yourself an early warning to give you your levels of grass that you need to remain on the property. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Everybody that has a similar soil type within this area, surely the same thing's happening with their soils. They have access to this information and should be accessing it to make their own decisions. Yep. Yeah, I think it's really important.
The 3 weather stations have been installed on sites with representative soil types for their local areas. The information collected at each weather station is freely available on BIG's website and includes the current weather data and graphs illustrating the soil moisture status of each site. As part of the project, we're also developing a decision tool for producers to better manage their stocking rates through inputting key pasture and livestock information. Now this tool is currently in the development phase, but once it's publicly released, we'll definitely inform you all. In the meantime, check out Barossa Improved Grazing Group's website, which has got all the information generated from our weather stations. Give us a call and we're happy to talk PAW.